with you coming up. Actual audio straight ahead here on the Night Side. I'm John Pohl in for Barb. Barb is on vacation. She'll be back next week. Joining us now is Catherine Robinson, associate lawyer for Shulman Family Law. Catherine, I gotta start off with an apology because your mom and dad are listening, and my big dumb head accidentally called you Karen.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. I like that mom and dad are listening because you're going to have to be extra good right now.
That's what I hope.
All the pressure's on you, not on me. We want to talk about this trend that we're seeing more and more of, where women are earning more than men. It's part of life. It's how things are changing. It's not a real big deal. But one of the things where it does become a big deal is when a divorce occurs. And for the first time in history, we're seeing the reversal of roles when it comes to spousal support. What are you guys seeing at Shulman Family Law in this case?
Yeah, absolutely. We have been seeing an increase in cases where men are seeking spousal support from women. And as you said, it really comes back to the fact that women are these days earning more in some situations than men. And that is something that gets taken into account when you're looking at spousal support following a breakdown of a relationship.
Catherine Robinson is with us from Shulman Family Law, associate lawyer. Let me ask you this. A lot of people that have never been through a divorce, what they've usually learned about divorce is from what they see on TV shows, where, you know, the spouse that makes all the money ends up paying a whole bunch of money to the other person that wasn't working forever, and it's a big chunk of change. What is the actual reality of that in Ontario when a couple breaks up? Like, is it these crazy big payments everyone thinks it is from TV, or is it much more down to earth?
A lot of people do feel that way because if you're thinking about spousal support, it's not something that you necessarily have control over determining the amount to some extent. But there are a lot of factors that are taken into account when setting the amount of spousal support that's payable. And that's certainly something that at Shulman Law Firm we can help you get some more information about where those numbers are coming from. Because, as I said, there's a lot of factors that get taken into account, not just give someone all of your money. It's not that simple.
Is it big numbers like we expect or we've heard of before, or the numbers for men paying women or women paying men, are they more down to earth now? Because I had one lawyer say that nowadays judges are more reasonable because they realize this isn't the 1950s. Both mom and dad can go out and get a job and work. So if all things are equal, both people can be employed.
And that is absolutely something that is taken into account. A lot of it depends on, for either the man or the woman, how long have you been out of the workforce in terms of, is it feasible for you to go out tomorrow and get a job, right? Are there other considerations such as childcare responsibilities? So, as I said, there's a number of different factors that do get taken into account, but it is something that you're looking at reasonable numbers, because at the end of the day, you're focusing on what each of you is earning, and a judge is not going to necessarily make you pay a significant amount if that's not supported on either what you're earning or what the lifestyle is.
Catherine Robinson is with us, associate lawyer of Shulman Family Law. Let's go back to the scenario where women are earning more than men. If you dealt with 10 divorce cases over the course of, say, a month, what would the number be now where women are making more than men in the divorce cases you're handling?
In the divorce cases where you're dealing with spousal support, it's still quite a small percentage. So if I had to pick from 10 cases, maybe only 1 or 2 where women are earning more than men. But you also have to consider that it also depends on how long people have been together. Mm-hmm. So maybe if it's a situation where someone's married for 40 or 50 years, you're still going to look back on the days where the men were the primary earners. So that's not going to be as relevant to this discussion because we're looking at these days women earning more. So you're looking at shorter relationships. So
and down the road that will certainly change. Let me ask you this. When it comes to that divorce where the woman's making more than the man, is the man in that situation, does he have all the same feelings and problems that you've seen with women that are in that position, or is it different because they're different sexes?
There's difficulties for everyone going through separation, and it is something that's really personal to the individual. So it's really hard to generalize male versus female because each person is going to have their own opinions and viewpoints as they're going through separation. Legally, though, there's the same rules that do apply. It's just a matter of how they're applied in that situation.
And when it comes to this scenario, when you bring in kids to the situation, does it work the same way? Like there was for years, everyone thought, oh, mom always gets the kids. Is that the case today?
No, not necessarily. Again, it goes back to you're looking at the specific circumstances of the family, because maybe you've got a situation where mom's out working and dad's home with the kids. So that could result in a different arrangement when separation happens in terms of both the financial and the child-related issues. So everything is really quite specific to the family themselves, and that's something that we go through as you're meeting with us, because we do offer a free consultation to meet with a lawyer where you can come in, discuss all of your options, and all of these issues would be raised and discussed.
I think most parents, when they are thinking about a divorce, they obviously are concerned about the amount of time they can spend with their kids. Is it fair to say that on average now, more and more, it's just 50-50 time? Like if mom works and dad works and they had kind of a normal household making about the same money, does it just normally default to 50-50 if everything's normal?
There is no default position in Ontario, so no, not necessarily. But in my practice at Shulman Law Firm, I have seen an increase in the proportion of cases that are a shared parenting or a 50-50 type arrangement.
It's very interesting. Again, I think as we move forward, we're going to see more cases now where, as you said, women are now making more than men in more cases than ever before in history. And this is really just the beginning. Flash forward to 10 or 15 years down the road, it might be more parallel.
Yeah, it very well could. Societal norms are changing these days, and the law does take a little bit of time to catch up. But, 20, 30 years from now, absolutely, I could see it being a more balanced footing.
Catherine Robinson, Associate Lawyer of Shulman Family Law, I appreciate your time, and thank you for joining us tonight on The Nightside.
Thank you very much.
And so there you go. Things are changing when it comes to divorce. Catherine said, still kind of 1 out of 10 if you kind of did it on what she's sort of seen in her office, but it is changing. It's more and more where mom's making more than dad, and dad's now getting spousal support. 416-872-1010. That is our telephone number. You can jump in and join us on the night side, or, of course, text board wide open at 71010. Coming up in moments, we're going to play you this audio. You need to hear it. A science panel. It's gone in moments. We're going to play you this audio. You need